Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Coach JC. Everyone gather around should be a good one today. Today's topic is the benefits of a friend zone. What are my thoughts about the friend zone? Why do women put men on the friend zone? Well, my thoughts about the friend zone is that it's a barrier that basically, hey, if you're not really sexually attracted to this man, I don't really have an issue with that because not every woman needs your touch, not every woman needs your time, not every woman needs your love and affection. They need to be sacred for marriage anyways. And like I said, nothing wrong with being a friend with a woman, someone you can talk to on the phone, someone you can talk to when you're having a long day, you're depressed, or you're just not really feeling yourself. Someone that can help motivate you, someone can help you elevate you, help you budget, help you manage your finances, your household. And like I said, women are also a good source of resources as far as, like I said, getting stuff clean, getting stuff organized. So yeah, being a friend zone, there's nothing wrong with it. It just makes you gotta be mature enough to really deal with women without thinking with the wrong head. When you can just talk to a woman, just talk to her peacefully, have a conversation, and you're not really thinking about, oh, well, if I ask her out, or am I going to smash, or if I take her out on this date, that date, am I going to get lucky that night? You just go with the flow. If the indoor Olympics happen, then it's cool. If it don't happen, then it's cool too. You don't need to force anything. Like I said, either she's attracted to you or not. And that's just how it goes. If she just tells you, hey, I just see you more as a friend than as a lover or someone who's interested to be in a relationship with, take that. It don't mean you accept it just like everybody else, but you're like, okay, cool. We just friends, so I can talk to this person, that person. So remember, we're just friends. So, but it's always about, and so when you're in the friend zone, like I said, it creates a barrier. Not a barrier. It creates healthy boundaries between you two. When y'all both know that, hey, we're not gonna cross the path with one another. We're just friends. We're just gonna be hanging out. We're just gonna be communicating over the phone. 'Cause that's what you want. And like I said, you just gotta kind of have self-discipline and self-discipline and control your lust when women anyways. You'll find out a lot of women, they got a lot of good personalities, a lot of good traits about them, and y'all really can benefit one from one another. Y'all spend time together, and you don't have to always just talk to her in a sexual manner. You know what I mean? Like I said, a real man, like I said, he can control his lust, he can control his sexual appetite with women. I know, like I said, it's tough for men to kind of just hang out or just be with a woman without thinking sexually, but a lot of that is just ego and just pride, and a lot of that's like, hey, you're hanging out with a woman 4 or 5 times, 4 or 5 dates, and you guys haven't, had the indoor Olympics happen, and it's like something must be wrong with you, must be something wrong with her. But sometimes it doesn't happen, whatever reason. As far as may be there, it may not just happen, it's just like, hey, it doesn't happen. But like I said, just go out there, have a good time, enjoy the company, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the experience. Like I said, I've been married almost 5 years now, so it's like my best friend is my wife, so I don't really have too many friends outside of my wife, and don't really have a whole lot of time to have a whole bunch of friends anyway. I like to keep my circle short and really empty. I'm not really the type of person to like be around a lot of people anyway, so I'm good. I'm good just being a lone wolf, just being a wife and I, that's it. But like I said, nothing wrong with being in the friend zone. Friend zone is a sacred boundary between you and another person. Those lines really shouldn't get crossed, And for whatever reason, if they do get crossed, then, you gotta know how to, when you break the seal, then, it ain't gonna come back over. So just, maintain the boundary line. Like I said, we just friends, we hang out, we go to the movie, go bowling, And like I said, that actually helps you meet other women. You think about it. I mean, you're going bowling, you're doing card games, board games. You're doing stuff that you normally wouldn't be doing if you were by yourself or you just with the fellas. You know, like they open up, you know, different kind of restaurant, different kind of cooking you can make. Cause it's just so a lot of women is just very unique. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not married, if you're not in a serious relationship, ain't nothing wrong with having a few friends you talk to or hang out with, have ice cream with, have lunch with. You know, that's cool. You know, you just enjoying each other's company, enjoying good food, great times. You know, everything you're doing is to having the physical intimacy. And like I said, sometimes you don't want to break that seal. Sometimes once you break that seal and it's start getting awkward and stuff, and you start looking at each other differently and stuff. She may be more invested in you and you're invested in her, and vice versa. And you're like, man, we're just better as friends. But like I said, nothing wrong with being in the friend zone. You know, like I said, ain't nothing wrong with it. Like I said, if I was single, then I wouldn't really push too hard about it. But like I said, I'm married, happily married, so you know, like I said, me being friend zone, I've been friend zone a lot too when I was single. I just like you as a friend, like you as a brother, but that's cool. Sometimes, you know, wherever I fit in the scheme of things, I'm good. You know, I don't like get on the team. You know, same thing you going to work. You know, hey, I may not be the highest paid, may not be the highest anything, but at least at least put me on the floor. At least you put me on the payroll. Put me on the payroll. Put me on the team. You know, wherever you're gonna be at, I'm there for it. 110%. But yeah, though, that's all I really have to say about this video. Like I said, the friend zone is a beautiful place to be at. You know, not especially you know how to self-control and know how to control your third head. You're good. You know, if you're not, then you gotta be crazy, worrying. Oh man, this didn't happen. Oh man, worrying, second guessing yourself. But yeah, though, that's all I really have to say about this video. Until next time out, Coach JC.